put me in solitary A block. That's where Fred Hill is. That's where Fred Hill is now. A block. He's probably got my old cell. A05.
From what I heard, though, he's in there for protection reasons, though, ain't he?
That's what they told me.
I reckon he got a rude awakening when he come in.
Yeah. I don't know if I believe that story. He probably ripped somebody off, is what it is.
We probably found somebody in there that he'd already ripped off, and they'd like, hey, look at
might be mad at him for other things
exactly.
going on outside.
Fred Hill used to roam around. I'd get up, like if I got up at 2 o'clock in the morning or something and looking around, he'd be out on somebody's horse with a flashlight, riding around for who knows what reason.
That's weird.
All night long. I caught him. One time I went to talk to him. I talked to him several times because I thought he has to know something. I caught him on other people's property, taking stuff from other people's property.
Oh, that's what he's doing on the horse with a flashlight.
Well, he has a golf cart. And he was on a golf cart and taking people's stuff from other people's property. I never said nothing until this point.
Yeah. Well, hell, I mean, the truth is the truth. And to be honest with you, somebody gets hooked on that meth, and he'll say anything in that daggum jail, say what he's got to say. That's why, you know what, I'm like, I'm taking his word with a grain of salt because I think he's jonesing to get out of there to get drugs.
Of course.
So, you know, I'm like, well, I want an end to this, and I want a resolution, but, you know, I want Summer to be okay. But, you know what I'm saying? Like, I just don't want him to be lying and just trying to get out of jail, trying to work some kind of deal or something. That ain't cool at all.
He's been lying since day one.
But I don't trust him either, though. I don't.
I've been up to his house several times trying to get answers, and he started talking about meth monkeys out in the woods and everything else, steering me off in the wrong direction. I mean, all kinds of wild stories he'd tell me. And I just leave there.
Another one. You know, how do we know he's not even making this? You know, dead men tell no tales, right?
Exactly. He's just trying to get notoriety, money on his books. That's all he cares about.
And I thought it was convenient when I found out that old Cotton was dead.
Exactly. He's going to blame it on the dead man. Really? Mm-hmm. Wow.
Sometimes people do things to get the, get the look off themselves. You know, blame it on a dead person. That's a good way to go about it.
Well, I'll guarantee you the detectives are trying to talk to him, but he keeps talking him way out in left field somewhere. And that's why I want to beat his ass so bad. Because he could be the person responsible for Summer's disappearance. Because he got meth heads going in and out of our road, day and night, all day long, all night long. And he could be the person responsible for Summer's disappearance. And he wants to sit there and talk crazy? The boy needs his ass beat.
Yeah, he probably gonna get that.
He needs it.
Eventually, he's gonna get that.
He's looking at probably a decade in the pen, so
he wants to play games after my daughter's disappearance.
That's what's so bad about it.
Yeah, exactly. When the police was up there at my house, I says, "You're not going to go knock on Fred Hill's door or some of these meth heads around here?" I says, "Then let me the fuck out of the way, and I'll go do it myself." And they says, "Well, we can't stop you, Mr. Wells. You're a free man." I said, "Yeah, that's right." And I went over there and I drove to his house and I about kicked the fucking door in. And he's like, "Oh, yeah. Well, I see some meth heads up there on the ridge, and blah blah blah, and talking all kinds of crazy." Yeah.
That seems awful suspicious to me.
Cannot get a straight answer out of him for nothing. And here he is playing games again on Ziggy's Live and everything else. Cannot get a straight answer out of him.
I watched that because I was trying to watch his body language and to see how he was acting. And I noticed he'd start getting anxious and he'd start rocking. That's a self-soothing mechanism. And if you study people's body, yes, when people start rocking, that's a self-soothing mechanism when they're nervous or lying possibly. So
you know what? I can get a hold of the behavior panel and ask them what they think about it.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Ask him to watch that. Because another thing is he kept fluttering his eyes, like he'd flutter his eyes real fast. Like I studied psychology in college, and I'm telling you, like, so watch that rocking. That's a self-soothing thing. People do when they're guilty. That Shanann Watson's husband, he did that same thing whenever he was being interviewed on TV. He was rocking, and that is to try to like calm yourself down. It's subconscious. You don't even realize you're doing it.
Right, exactly.
It's like rocking your foot, tapping your foot, or jittering your knee.
You know, those little kids or something. You know,
I will call Greg and ask him what he thinks, and I will definitely get back with you all on that for sure.
Yeah, you need to.
Brady's right. He is also detoxing at this time when he was rattling off. So
he's an everyday user. He shoots that crap in his arm.
Yeah, and
so he's probably been sick for the last week. Yeah, for the last 2 weeks.
I felt sorry for him, and I give him a black truck. I says, "You haul that stuff off, whatever," because I didn't want to clutter up my driveway. He hauled that crap off. I says, "The motor is good. It's a brand new motor, board 30,000 sober. And all he needed to do was put a harmonic balancer in it. But he hauled it straight to the junkyard for meth. I think it was, oh man, I don't know."
See, that's the thing, and that affects your brain. So, he's not going to be thinking straight in his head for a little while.
That's right.
And honestly, the best place he could be is jail. Because
absolutely, I agree with you 100% on that.
I mean,
that's right.
At least they'll keep off that crap for his head to get right, and maybe he might have an answer to something, and then they can give him a lie detector test, and then they'll get somewhere.
Yeah, I agree with you. There was a lot of traffic coming in and out of our holler because of Fred Hill. He needs to own up to this shit. That fucking asshole needs to own up. He's the fucking reason all that traffic was coming in and out of our holler. And I want to beat his ass so bad and make him realize this.
Yeah, I don't blame you. And another thing is him having that horse, and I was wondering, like, if somebody, if they could have lured Summer to the road with a horse or with an animal, because the dog, they traced her footprints and her smell.
Well, I'll promise you that Summer would never leave our property, but there's the possibility that someone could have lured her, like you just said.
As a little kid, it's 5 years old.
Right,
you don't know.
Right.
I mean,
That's
people love something they love, like a horse or a puppy.
That's
or
right. Yes, that's right. That's a possibility. I don't think she would ever leave from around our house unless she was lured, like you said.
Because have you ever watched them shows that they do? Because they'll
Yeah.
get parents sit up and they'll go,
Yeah.
"You think your kid wouldn't talk to a stranger?" And every
That's
one of them,
right.
every time they do it,
Absolutely.
You know, people like that,
Yep.
they're so manipulative. They know what they're doing and they plan it ahead of time.
Exactly. You're absolutely right. Yes,
And they
ma'am.
sit and wait and watch. And you know, I said from the beginning, I said it's got to be somebody close by there.
Yep.
I think because they're sitting watching,
Yep.
waiting for the right second, just the right second.
I agree. But there's one thing we got to stick with. There are two things we got to stick with. The boys are the last one that seen her go down in the basement. And
Yeah.
number two, the dogs, the police dogs, followed her scent, not down the driveway, but down the dog trail, and it dead ended on the road.
Okay.
That's what
So
we have to go
right by
with.
the road. They're still right
Yeah.
by the road.
Right. Which means she was thrown in a vehicle.
I
Fred
see.
Hill was leaving out that time, hauling some scrap metal up at that time.
Oh yeah, I heard that on the.
Did he have a red truck?
No, he doesn't. He has a yellow Nissan.
What about the cotton?
I have no idea. I have no idea on that. I don't know. I don't.
No, that dog trail.
Yeah.
That goes right up to that flat spot before your driveway, correct?
Yes, it does. I put in that little. Mary's husband used to work at the school in Church Hill. He had a trailer house on the property of the school in Church Hill, the elementary school. Mary and her husband, I can't remember his name. So, what was his name? But yeah, he gave my mom that playground equipment from the school, and I put it in there for my kids.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, but it's only like, yeah, it's right by the road, pretty much. That flat spot you're talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's right there.
Don, do you know who a Chad Arnold is?
Yes, I do.
So, somebody asked me. So,
Yeah, Chad Arnold was married to. No, he didn't die.
I thought he died.
Not that I'm aware of, anyway. But Chad Arnold was at Fred Hill's house when Candace was looking for Summer. She drove back in the holler to Fred Hill's house, and Chad Arnold was hanging out back there.
Mm.
I've been to Chad Arnold's house before, and he had all kinds of people hanging out in his
was he a
shed.
cracky?
Is he what?
Was he like a meth head like Freddie?
Yes. Chad Arnold loves his meth. Yes, he does. I went to visit him. Chad Arnold trains horses and stuff. He's really good at that. But he loves his methamphetamines.
That's
Is he a offender or anything? Is he on the registry?
Not that I'm aware of.
Because I did see quite a few around there whenever I looked. I pulled it up, you know.
I went to his wife's house and visited with Chad Arnold a few times for various reasons, trying to get truck parts or whatever. And yeah, he's definitely showed me some big pieces of yeah, he's definitely into that stuff.
Did Freddie act like he had something like schizophrenia or something?
Yeah, he has meth-induced schizophrenia.
I was going to
Yeah,
say,
I heard that
I've
part.
heard that. I have too. Yeah. It's almost like psychosis from meth. It causes
Yeah.
psychosis and
If
Exactly.
somebody's already predisposed to getting it, it actually
causes
pushes it along. Some people can have it their whole life and not get the side effects from it, but the drugs can push it to it.
That's
Yeah, I've
right.
seen a difference in people because some people don't act the same on that stuff. You know, you can see some people mad, like they completely lost their daggone mind. Like, I mean, you know, like
Do you
another
think Chad
hotel.
Cotton and Fred took some, or somebody just asked me that question?
I have no clue. But it's just like Dudley. That weekend, I guess he went and done dope all weekend. He showed up Monday. I guess I fired him Monday or Tuesday. I don't remember.
Broken wing.
I can't deal with that stuff. He said I ripped him off for money and everything else. He's lying.
Oh yeah, well, he lied too on that interview.
Yes,
He
ma'am.
tried to act like he was such a good, upstanding guy.
And,
You know,
and we've seen that, you know, everybody that has been mentioned has went down for
Yep.
some
Yes, sir.
crazy
Yes,
shit.
sir.
So,
Yes, sir.
sorry
And I'm
about
not.
everybody.
And I'm not claiming I'm an angel because I'm not.
none of us are.
I'm not.
No, I mean, nobody's saying that you are. I mean,
Well, no, I just want to make that clear with y'all. I'm no angel. I'm trying. I'm really. I'm trying. But it's so hard.
Trust
Well,
me.
how do you feel about Andy and Jodiesue?
I
How
don't
do you
think.
feel about Andy?
I don't think Andy had anything to do with anything, but I will say that Jodiesue is the biggest nutcase I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah, why didn't she like y'all living there? Why didn't she want people to sell the property? around
We've done everything we could to help Jodiesue. Even my private investigators went up and moved all her crap for her. Drove up that steep ass hill with his 4-wheel drive and moved all his stuff out of there. She tried to give us some a cigarette machine and some other stuff, and we was like, no, that's not right. That's your husband's probably or whatever. We don't want it. And she was just trying to be mean to Andy or whatever way. But our private investigators moved her crap for her out of the kindness of their hearts. Candace went up there and helped her out of the kindness of her heart and everything else. And we barely know her, and why she turned on us and said all this crazy stuff is beyond us. Other than trying to start her own YouTube channel or whatever, I don't,
Maybe get back at her husband and just y'all
Yeah.
was just the side effect of it.
all these haters just come out the woodwork like cockroaches. It's crazy.
How about that other guy? What was his name? That he's a real bad dude. The one that got in trouble for.
Don Shurfy?
Yeah, that Shurfy guy. Because wasn't he friends
Yeah.
with Brandon Lawson too?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know them people. All I know is Don Shurfy Sr. got with my stepdad's sister and has something going with her that I'm not aware of whatsoever. And why he turned on us, or why Mary, my stepdad's sister Mary turned on us, I have no clue. I know my mother, when she was alive, told Mary that she was going to get the property, the property that we have now. And my mother told me that, that Mary and her husband Cecil and all them, worked for her hourly, and she led them along, and they thought they was going to get the property, and they was really just kind of, my mom said they were basically con artists, and she turned the property over to me, and that really pissed them off. But I don't know the whole story. That's between my mother and them, and my mother's deceased now.
Yeah.
So I don't know the full
When
story.
people pass away, all kind of stuff goes on like that in families.
Exactly. And, my mother had a court battle with the Hills, which would have been Jodiesue's or Andy's kin. They had a court battle over a piece of property across the street over there, right across from their house. And then the people bought that property in the back and just took over the property that they had to dispute over, and they couldn't do nothing about it.
Now a minute ago, Don, you mentioned Bellaton.
Yeah.
The Bernard fella.
Yeah.
Do you know if he's any kin to any of the Bernards in the Bellaton area?
I have no clue, brother. Andy Bernard seemed to be pretty up and up to me. We bought weed from him from time to time. He'd come up and says, "Man, I got some good weed, whatever," and we'd buy weed from him from time to time. And Andy Bernard has always been pretty straight up with us, and has never really caused us any problems or anything. So I really can't say anything bad about Andy at all, because he's never done us wrong. But his wife,
There's more problem.
yeah. But Andy's never done us wrong. I just hope and pray for his kids, that they turn out okay and everything. But Jodiesue Brown, she's lied on us continually.
Yeah, how old's her boy? How old's her old son?
I
Not
don't
to ask
know.
you a question. Did they rule her out as a suspect?
They haven't ruled anybody out as a suspect. So that's a straight, that's a straight lie right there. I mean, if she was at the bottom of the hill, summer come up missing like she claims, why would they rule her out as a suspect?
And didn't Andy have an alibi for about being 45 minutes away?
Yes,
an hour
ma'am.
away? And
Yes,
she
ma'am.
said that she was waiting on Andy to get home, but she and planning her wildfire.
Well, Andy,
She set up the Jeep.
TBI told me that Andy was at work. He's got definitely a rock solid alibi at the time of Summer's disappearance.
Yeah.
So why would she
But
say that?
she said that she was waiting on Andy.
Well, that may be, but Andy did
But
show
Andy had
up
an
later
alibi
on.
from 45 minutes an hour away.
Yeah, he was
I
at
think
work.
she said she was planting her wildflowers.
Definitely, definitely Jodiesue has no alibis, but her husband Andy definitely does. He was at work at the time of Summer's disappearance.
Wow.
TBI confirmed that with me, told me that because I was concerned, and I went to them with that, and I was like, "What about Andy?" And they told me, "Well, he was at work. He has a rock solid alibi." And I was like, "Okay, yes sir." And but definitely Jodiesue does not. She's a liar. She's the biggest liar I've ever seen in my life.
And she said that from her mouth. I think I heard her say she didn't even like kids that much.
I have somebody in the chat wants to know, Don, said, what kind of party did you have before Summer went missing, and who was there?
What kind of party?
I've never heard of that yet.
That's kind of that's really a rude question. I mean,
Never heard of that party
we didn't really have parties or whatever, but that's really rude, and disrespectful for whoever said that. The only kind of parties we had is like, I'd go buy fireworks with my kids, and me and the wife might drink a beer. You know what?
Yeah.
If that's illegal.
If you got invited to a party at Don's house, you better have your hiking boots on to walk up that driveway.
Right. But
I mean, you're going to go hang out at the party.
But we would usually hang out with our kids and maybe light fireworks, and we might even light a bonfire for our kids, and we'd sit there and just have a good time with our kids. But as far as a party, I mean,
Well,
that's
I
what
think-
you
I
want to
think they meant it because they just wanted to know if they were there as a sus, like a friend party.
That you
No,
didn't know.
we didn't really have friends over there. But people might show up, like, there was a few people that might show up begging for money. There's a few people, I won't mention them by name, and I won't put them out there like that. But we had a few people that might show up that was begging for money so that they could go get their pills or whatever they wanted. I recognized that, and I understood that. But Candace's mother or whatever didn't quite understand that. But I understood that. But usually they might loan them $10 or $20 and they'd go their way. I won't mention them by name, or anything. But as far as a party, no.
I think it was pretty much a question just to see if anybody who was up there suspect.
More of a gathering, not really a
Yeah.
party.
Yeah. The only gatherings. Yeah, we had gatherings with our kids, because we loved them, and we bought I buy fireworks all the time, and like I said, me and Candace ain't perfect. We might have a drink or two or three. I ain't gonna lie to y'all, and but that's pretty much.
Oh, Marlena's daughter's birthday party.
I don't know about that. Yeah, she was up there for a while. Marlena's daughter, but Marlena, I don't want to say nothing bad about her either. I've already said all I've got to say about her. Journey, you're talking about Journey. Yeah, Marlena's daughter's name is Journey. I mean, there's a lot of stuff going on. I mean, I've already been through that.
Yeah.
These people go out and steal and sell whatever they steal for drug money to get high. I mean, that's what they do. We try to keep them away from our house and stuff, but on the other end of the spectrum, you know, like Marlena, we tried to help her out, and until we realized that she just wanted money for drugs, you know, and she dumped her daughter off at her house, and you know, it's a sad situation.
Yeah, that's true.
It is when you try to help people and then you find out they do you bad.
Exactly. But about 2 weeks before Summer came missing, I told Candace, you need to take Journey to her grandparents' house or her cousin's house and get her. We ain't doing this, you know, because Marlena would just dump her off at her house and just leave her there and go out and party or whatever she was doing, and I'm not going to do that.
Mhm.
So about 2 weeks before Summer came missing, Candace took Journey to her grandparents' house and put her in safe hands, and then about
Sounds like that's where she needed to be maybe right then.
Right, yeah, because Marlena was just dumping her off at her house and just leaving her. We wouldn't even see Marlena. She didn't give a damn, to be honest. Marlena was the type of person, if you was friends with her, she'd come over to your house, and if you wasn't home, she'd steal everything off your porch and everything else, and go sell it for drugs and buy drugs and everything else. She was doing it to her own sister. She was doing it to us and other people that we know of.
Yeah, people get stuff, they'll take anything to get it.
That's right, and that's what she was doing.
Yep.
I've seen them steal people's copper pipes out from under their house.
You know, if Journey was with that day, Journey could have got gone too.
Exactly. They could, then like other people said before, Journey could have been a target. We don't know.
Yeah, you don't know.
No, because her actual family was been fighting for her for a long time, and I don't know.